We're recording now.
So greetings everybody, I'm Elena and I'm one of the TAs in Data 610. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to get familiar with IBM Watson Analytics program. Most of you probably received an invitation email by now. Make sure that you accept it, and I'm going to show you how the email looks like. So let me go down. Here's an email. That's how it looks like. Accept invitation, Watson Analytics. So make sure that you check your junk folder, because sometimes you may end up seeing it in a junk folder. So is you open up the email and you need to click on the blue button called Accept Invitation. If for some reason, if the button is not working, you could copy and paste the link right here. Right, it's going to be different. So copy that and paste the link in a browser bar, in the URL bar, and after that you'll be redirected to this form right here. So more likely will be pre-populated, and then for the password you're going to create one. Just to remember, put your last name and you make a security question. Or it's optional, you might uncheck it. It should be informed about the news or something. So look for this email, because email cannot be resent. So make sure you didn't delete it or anything like that. So for that, now go in the application. So now important, you only register once. You don't need to do it twice. On the login, you just URL over here. So I find it helpful to add a bookmark in your browser. When you navigate to this web page, you can click on Sign In. It will take you to here. ID is an email address that is on a registration form. Created an account, and it is a password that you created. Alright? If you forget password, there is a way to recover. You would click on Forgot Password and follow the steps. Make sure you don't forget. Okay. On slide here, I just put some useful links that you might find helpful. Like, for example, here are some discussion questions. When you have a question, it might be answered already for you. You would need to just copy this in the URL bar and search for the questions. But sometimes the question has not been posted, so you can actually click on Add a Question, and you post a new question. But keep in mind that you need to be logged in to Watson Analytics in order to add a new question. You're prompted to enter the login name. Yes. Okay, this is the community resources. You got some links to some tips and some useful useful examples. Now here is another good web page where you have a bunch of tutorials. And what you do is you select the category on the left. Then bottom it's going to list the videos within that category. Then, do you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, because somebody told me they cannot hear me. You may need to adjust the volume on your PC. Okay, here it is. You have a set of videos. You can click on the one you want to watch, and you have a transcript. That's a nice thing about it. You have transcripts. Next, so here is a welcome page that you're gonna get into, and go and start the welcome page. So in the beginning, you're not gonna have anything in here because you're just starting. You start from a blank page. Now notice you shared area and you have a personal area. Personal area, you're gonna see anything that only you can see, or nobody else besides administrator. You're not gonna see users because you don't have administrative privileges. You're just gonna see these two tabs. Or is everything that you created, and shared is everything that's available to you. What you could do, you could import your own if you want to practice with data. But also what I did was in shared, I created the folder. I created the folder called datasets. Right? And I uploaded to make everybody's life easier. What I did was inside that folder, loaded the set of recommended datasets that you might want to choose from for assignment number 2. And the reason is these datasets have been tested in Watson. They work really well in Watson. So what I did was just to make sure that people know where the data is, I uploaded it into shared folder. Now, this shared folder is read-only mode. You will be able to modify the data directly. You would need to save it. Okay. So this is what you're going to do. Is you're going to go there, you're going to open up the folder. Now I want to work on, here what I do, I click on this, and I click that set. All I have to do is this. To save as, is save as, and I'll do it. I have to, of course, you cannot save it to shared. You have to save it to personal, right? So I hit personal and I hit save. What do? That will copy. This will copy to mother. It this way. This is a menu here. It shows me the pages that I have open. I'm going to close this. Okay. So it shows me the pages that I have open. A page, and now I have this page open. In order to navigate to the welcome page back, I'm going to select welcome again. So my personal folder, and there's the file that I just saved. So that's an option you have. Use a shared folder. Open up the file and you save it to your copy. You're going to work from this copy that's added to your personal folder. Other option that you have is you can upload your own file. And I think is that there's more than one way to do a certain step. To add the file, here it is. Look at this. Add. You can just drag and drop the file here. Or I can click upload. And I do this browse. And here it is. I'm just gonna select everything. I'm doing file. Oops. I did not want to do. Let me exit. I made something. It's my fault. I need to the welcome page. Okay, for it. It says transferring. I selected the basic data, and transferring it means that the data is loading from my local PC to Watson account. Whenever data is done loading, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see the dataset name. You see the date when you uploaded the file. You're gonna see the data quality score. What that is that when analytics compute the data quality score, it's looking at the number of mean values. Mean value, it means that you're gonna have blank, validated or not specified. It's gonna look at the data distribution and so on. So I'm gonna show you what. Let's open here because this one is still loading. I'm gonna open and gonna hit refinement. So this is a preview. So when initial copy of the dataset was uploaded, the guy right here, month, day, default education, housing, all of these are column numbers. So it's very important, guys. Make sure that the column numbers in the spreadsheet that you're using, if you choose to use your own file, we need to make sure that the column numbers are descriptive. You want it to be something that you can easily recognize. Because if I call it XYZ, it will create a problem, and I'm going to show you that shortly. What you do is you click here, and here it's going to show me, remember the data quality score? It's going to put the data quality score for individual columns. And on the column distribution, if I have any missing values, like if a value was missing, I would have a blank cell here. It's going to show me if I have unusually large, it's going to be if I have unusually large or unusually small values. That is based on. And what I saw on the tile is an average of the scores for each column. Now, the nice thing about this refinement view is that you can save copies and you can hide the columns. See here, and uncheck the columns that I don't want to show. For instance, I don't want to show loan. And it hides the column. Yeah. So quickly see this? It's hidden right now. Okay, column is removed from the view, and what I could do is to close this menu. I would have to click here. So I could save this under the different name, and that I save is not going to have the columns that I removed. The other side of this is that suppose that you have a company with more than one business unit, and suppose that you want only certain columns to be available to a specific business unit. So this is very easy to do here because you can create a different copy of the dataset with a variable removed. So, what did I do? I removed something, and I'm not happy that I removed it. This is what you can do. You can undo. Here it will undo the change. Right? So, what you could do here is that you could click on as months discrete values, right? So there are two data types. The one data type is a discrete. It's typical because month has a set of predefined values. January, February, March, April, and so on. So when on a column, each column has a set of discrete values. It'll show me a drop down right here, and it'll show me the available values that I can. When values are selected, data is going to show once. If I'm interested only in February, this is what I'll do. February, for some reason, it's time to select today. Okay. Now, pause it, wait a minute. I mistake. I want everything but February. I do invert. Supposed to deselect the February and take, yeah. So suppose that I'm happy with this. Oh, look at this here. What it does, it shows me that I selected 11 out of 12 possible values. So here to hide this. Nope. Okay, I just clicked outside of this field and it didn't. Now I could also do is, look at this, age, right? I click on age. The difference here is that age does not have a set of discrete values. Oh, it's new, it's not recognizing it as numeric. I would have to just go and change the property. If I want this to be a number, I would have to go in and change the property of my column. Yeah. Oh, there is a number. Okay. Out. So if the column is a real number, what you do is, oh, here it is. Excellent. This column is coded as a continuous number. So the set of predefined values. So what I'll have to do is suppose that I'm only interested to see values more than 100. So I will just slide this bar here, apply my filter. Okay, and select this. Oh, this is very interesting. You don't have missing values, but you have an option right here. If suppose that your data set has data without a value, you have an option. If you uncheck it, the rows with missing values will be omitted. This option, I'm going to do this. What you could also do is you could create the calculated fields and create hierarchies. So basically, we'll click here, and you have a lot of options here. You can do the use and use the calculations. Or for example, suppose that I click here, and what it's gonna do is it's going to create a new column. All right, let's call it new. I'm just making it up. Now what I'm gonna do is I would have to select the column here. I'll just click on this and select the column. And now here I just want to do plus, and I can just specify a number. Another. I'm making it up. I can select another column perhaps, and I'm done. I'm just a dummy, I guess. And I'll do an end here. You're gonna new balance. I just added 2 columns. But of course, in your assignment, you're gonna do something that makes sense. But I did to show how that works. That's all. So instead of adding, we also have an option to do the functions. Oh, here is I could add a number. So suppose I want to do new balance, perhaps, right? New balance. I'm gonna call it new balance 2. And what I'll do here is that I want to add, but here I'm going to select a number. I can enter number 10, perhaps, right? And I'm gonna hit done when it's done. Yeah. I'm gonna cancel it. Now you could also do it. You could do the grouping. For example, suppose you want to calculate an average balance for single people. Just an example. Or basically, you would need to select the field. Oops. So the field is gonna be the name right here. All right, my group. And now what I want to do is because basically what this is gonna do is it's going to select the new. It's going to create the new column. So I have to put my column name in here, and I'm just gonna put some like Merido. I'm just put something that makes sense. And here I mean that you have 3 values, right? Yeah. Groups remaining, no. So this I can just select the items that I want, and well, yeah, hit done. But for some reason it's not. Oh, here's, and I'm gonna select a column that I want to group on. Just for instance, just here. What I'm doing is I'm the balance here, the groups, and here is a boundary. So I should have selected the numeric column. Okay. So what I did was I selected the column balance. I put a name called my balance. Okay, not going on. Okay, here it is. I typed the column name by balance. Okay, columns that will be created, and the columns that I chose to group on is balance, and I want to divide the values into 5 ranges. This is the default. I'm just going by default. But in general, you can change the ranges. You can just slide this to choose, and I'm going to hit done. And what it will do is it will add another column at the end. Okay? So created an average. Okay? It's an average. Yeah. See, basically, instead of value, it's showing me the value range into which this value belongs. That's what it does here. I discretized my values. Instead of the actual value, it created the value range rather. That's what it do. So now, you got that idea, and you can just play around. You could also reorder the columns just by drag and drop. That would change the column position. You could sort data just by clicking on these arrows. And then you can you save a copy. Files. Save a copy. You can just, it's going to be saved in the personal area. I click save. Okay. It takes a little time. So when you open something, it's the new page, right? So I just select welcome here. What I forgot to show you, you may or may not have noticed that there are some menus here are available in all pages or more pages. Here question mark and select documents, documentation on Watson Analytics. So what I do is I just select my topic here and then subtopic, and there's a lot of information that you find useful. Work, files that you recently created. It's a lot of helpful documentation, and it gets edited regularly, so you can see this. Click. Alright, basically to go back out here, out to welcome page, right? You see the data set that we were uploading. But when you create a copy, for some reason it sorts the titles by the day when it was created. If you have the whole area filled up, you can run a search. Like for instance, I want to search for bank. I type in bank, enter, and it will me any word bank in it. Right? You could also filter, which I'll show you shortly. Also notice that there is a different color code that used here. Yeah, orange color means that it's an original data or it's a refined data. So you're going to do also, you're going to use explore, predict, and assemble for this class. And in addition to refine, you'll use explore. It's good next week, this week, and next week. Then later you're going to do predict and then assemble. Explore. One way to do this, I can just go in, I can just click on my tile here. And notice what is this? It gives a set of suggested exploration. What the length of duration over months, by default might be one of my variables, right? Important to keep the variable name descriptive, because here, what I bold, the variable names, or the names that you saw, is a suggested visualization. Watson Analytics is smart enough, they calculate they're gonna suggest a visualization for you. Analytics analyzes the data and proposes the suggested visualization and suggested list of questions. You can scroll through, and if there is something that you might be interested in and see it in here, you start typing in. Like once I type job and I hit enter, and it's going to the set of suggestions for the field jobs. Balance over a month by job, and also compose questions. Alright, so here's the wizard. You can just select the field here. One way to do the same task. So that I just like it to compare the balance by job position. Here, what we'll do is it's going to open the workbook. There, so several sections. Set of suggested real explorations that I might be interested in. Near the visualization, the question that I selected, right? So is a balance, and it's by the job position, and it's showing the sum, the total. Up here, what is this? Is field name? Isn't it the name of the column? That's up to have a descriptive. If X and Z make sense, would I know what it is? Of course not. Now, the thing about it is that it's interactive. I click here and I select a different field. And when I update this for me, and I'm going to update the list of suggested exploration in here. Nice. And do is I can click on this, and I can. There. So what it did was it added an page to my workbook. So 2 explorations in my workbook, and was another set of suggested exploration, and it's done based on what is in here, right? So here, it means that there are 2 pages, right? And the shaded dot means that I'm on the 2nd page right now. Tonight, oh, I can just click this here. Oh, use this. Let's hide between pages. Now, important, you can filter to drill down further. For instance, suppose that I'm only interested in a specific month, and so on. There are 2 types of filters. This is very important. 2 types of filters. Global filter and local filter. Global filter will apply to every single chart in the book. For instance, if I want to only February on charts, right? I will data tray out the data, right? Over here, if I define the filter over here, the filter will apply to every single visualization in the workbook. I have 2 visualizations right now. So you can do this. Okay. Does it sound familiar? Huh? It's similar to what I saw in the refinement. So do is when you select it, it's gonna show all months. It is January, It's updating my chart dynamically, and at this, I just out, showing me that I selected 4 months, and that I filter, and I go to my next chart. Here, it also got filtered by January, March, April, May. So global filter, the filter that you define here will be applied to all visualization in the workbook. And this is called the data tray. And the columns in the data set, right? But only list the columns that are visible. Because remember, you had an option to hide. Right? So the thing here is that I can do in one showing the thing on the same page, a single chart view. Now, suppose that I want to filter only this chart. You have to do it here. Okay. And you would have to do here. And overhead, and I can do click. I can once, or I can do anything else. I can do. Oops. I can do H, for instance. Right? See, I could uncheck. So, yeah, I clicked on. Now I just did. Oh, it broke down by age. So this chart shows the age by average days, right? It shows number of days per age. But the ages that I filtered only apply to this chart. See, two filters, but when I go here, I did not want to do. So let me do undo. Something that I did not want to do. Oh, here it is. Back here. Okay, got it. Here, this first chart, only one filter applied. But here, I've got a chart by accident. Okay, I did. Anyway, but the idea is that if you apply the local filter, it will only apply to the chart. It will apply to the single chart that you have opened. And you apply. Okay, if you apply the global filter, it will apply to everything in the workbook. So what you need to do is to make sure that you don't lose the change. You need to save this. And of course, you're going to be saving it in the personal area. Here, you're going to enter the name and hit save. Now, options you have here is chart types, visualization type, and it's going to and also I'm going to undo this. And there are other options like different colors. If you want to display the title, if you want to show the axis title, or if to show the grid lines, there is a variety of options here that you could explore. Now, another thing that is very important is like chart. If I want to reuse it later on, when I build the presentation, what we need to do is this area is area of collected chart, the chart that I saved earlier. So what I have to do is I will click on this icon here and collect. So the chart to collection. This is very important because later on when you do the presentation, you drag and drop. You can reuse it. Do we have questions on that I showed? Questions? Or that people have comes the initial tutorial. Now we can page. Well, you have to answer it. Let it be the hypothetical question. Okay, now you have the options here. The prediction. I'm getting the data set here, and I'm going to predict. What it will do is, one analytics is going to select the target for me. Right? So I'm just going to hit create. I'm not going to go into details because you're going to have a separate class on the prediction. But I'm just going to say, I'm just call it something like it's a descriptive name, but I'm just for the just call it my prediction. So here you can specify up to 5 variables, and here you can specify which field you want to use, which field you don't want to use, and I'm just gonna hit create. But it's going to build me. It's going to build the model for the. Again, there's going to be a separate class on this. So next week you're going to be focusing on the exploration and data refinement. You're going to do the prediction, and they're going to do the assembly, which is, it's very interesting how you can create the presentations and you can create dashboards. Taking its time. So what it do for me, it's going to select which variables, which fields in this data are predictors of the person's age. This is what it's going to do right now. And it's create a sort of like a spiral chart. What it did in here is created it. It's telling me one of my variables predict the age. So like it's natal status, just for some reason. And the closer this pin to the center, this is the predictor. Oh yes. Yes. Question. Assumption. Just select more details. Oops. Right here. And it's gonna show me the model, and you're gonna learn about it more. Well, range is not as good in this case, but yeah. With the chart, it's the age, the average age, and the job position. Yeah. Because I like this chart, I can click here and I can add it to my collection. Okay. I'll just close this. And here it's also showing me that what you could do is you can show the association with fields. And you can also view the data quality details. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show the data quality score for each column. Right. And it's sorting it by the color code. It's showing me which fields are possible problems. Its outlier is an unusually small or unusually large value. I can click here and I can see more details. Okay. I'll give you an idea. Okay, it's time to load, but it is. It's showing me the details on which values hours. Now I'm going to close the data quality report. Back to my prediction. And could do another thing. I need to see this. If you mail to yourself, you download it, and or you can post it on the Facebook or something like that. But anytime you want to download it, there are three options: each PDF and PowerPoint. Or mail it. It's gonna attach. It's gonna deposit an image, but you can select PDF or PowerPoint. I'm gonna email it. I'm gonna click back and I'm gonna close out. I'm not gonna do this. Here, it's just looking at one variable, right? Also do two variables. So it's gonna be looking at the combination. Which combination of two variables predict my age better? Yeah, I'm gonna be looking at this in a from now. You're gonna be doing predictions. That's gonna be assignment 3, I think. Now let me close off this. I'm gonna go back to welcome page. I'm just showing you the general ideas, and now I can create the presentation. And to do this, there is more than one way. I just click on Assemble, go in and select my data here. I could do close. Another thing what I could do is I could just click on my data set and assemble. Here. Options here. You can create a story or you can just create a presentation. I want to do the presentation. And you have an option. You've got different layout options. So you select and you like, which is anything. That's why. Now you could do here is you add the existing. I go in here. What I have to do is I just drag this to the center. I select this and I just drag this. Not sure why it's because okay, very important. The mode. You want to be in the edit mode. So now I'm in the view mode. Make sure that the pencil lights up, right? And I can add why it's not cooperating with it. You can add this from the collection. Oh, it was from collection. You drag and drop this. Okay, got it. Because what you have to do is you have to hold the mouse button and have to drag. And what is this? Do you see this double arrow? You drag it on top of this double arrow. I did a good job. But if you do, if not dragging it on top of this double arrow, this visualization is not gonna resize. You want it to fill the whole square, right? Undo, and I'm gonna give it another try. Oops. There we go. So, well, I do not look good right now, but what I was trying to say is that do the freeform layout. You could just, or you could do this. You could just, if you put it on top of this arrow, the video is going to take up the whole pane right here, which is probably what you want. And you could also add text in here, or build a visualization from scratch. Right? Again, you have the data tray. You could use this to filter visualizations as well. you the link to the web page. I'm just gonna add some visualizations. That's what I want to do. But yeah, on top. And like this, and I have to drag this on top. You hold down you have to hold the mouse key. This, yeah. And three of them right here. And you have to save it, right? You go file, you go save it, and just gonna save it as something descriptive, and you're gonna hit save. So that's a copy. But now this is very important because when you initially opened it, the pen doesn't light up. If the pencil does not light up, then you cannot edit it. You need to have the pencil light up. Okay. Now, what you could also do is you can create a story from this workbook, and I want it to be in my personal folder, and it and in the dashboard, and the story is that in the dashboard you can create an animation. So you three pieces right here. So you could do is you could basically see the three pieces. Each piece is here, and this is my timeline. With each time interval, I want each piece to be visible, and so you just drag. This is the problem. How we did it. When you drag this, you want to drag the edge. You have to make sure that you're not moving this line. Right? Line to end. At the end of the presentation, if you want everything to be visible, you want the edges here aligned. So here, what is setting up the time, we want each piece to be visible, right? And when I hit play, when I only see this piece, and on editing. So basically the idea is you can create animations. Now, see this somehow disappeared, and I see why. Here is the problem. Story ends, you have the piece, right? The edge of the last piece, the last edge, is the end of the story. But it doesn't line up. So what you have to do is you have to draw this edge. It's gonna take practice a little bit. At the very end, I want everything to be visible and them to appear slowly. And here is the timeline, so I can just play this. I did not hear, that's why. Okay. So filter data, well, I don't want to overwhelm you guys because this is how you're going to be exploring this piece. Go ahead and save this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit this. I'm going to go to welcome page. I need to show you a few more things here. So use this to close this. You click on this thing here. Now I have a bunch of stuff on my stuff, and it's getting very difficult to find stuff sometimes. Note here there is a different color code, prediction for exploration, refinement. What you do is here you click on filter, and uncheck. By default it's showing all, but what I want to see only data sets and explorations. So I can check and uncheck what I want to see. Then I sort files, and I can sort them by the date when it was last modified or when it was created. Now what else you could do is you create folder. And this is really new functionality. You're gonna click folder, and I'm gonna call it. I call it Yelena. But in reality, what you're gonna do is you're probably gonna call it assignment. Assignment 2, just for example. I'm gonna create. It's gonna add the folder. Oh, what happened? It does not show me because I selected filter here. I'm gonna check the folder. That's why. One folder that I just created because it was not checked in here. Because I was filtering them to see the certain explorations. So let me check this. So now I'm seeing it. Or the easiest way is just select all. There we go. And I see my folders that I created. That folder right now it's empty. So I'm gonna go back to personal, and I want to move. So suppose that just assume that I was doing this exploration for my assignment 2. Just assume. So what I'll do is I click over here, the menu. Here, if I wanted to, I could select delete if I no longer need this, or I could change name. And move. What it does is you make sure it's personal. Here you specify the location. Here I want to move this to assignment 2 folder, my personal area. And therefore, if you put it in shared, then everybody will see it. You don't want your classmates to see your work, so it has to be in a personal. And I'm going to move, right? Well, this semester you're going to have a group assignment. That's only time when you would want to share files with your classmates. And at that time, I'm going to show you how to do that. Instructions on how to do that, how to share files with your classmates, but I'm going to overwhelm you with that right now because it's information. So I'm going to click here and the file here. I want to get organized from day one because as you name in the work, your board gets filled up anyway, and you can create folders inside the folder and so on. Right? So, have questions? I want you guys to ask questions. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I do.
So we're into our assignment 2 worksheet where it asks us to describe the data sets, cases, input, variables. Can you clarify the difference? I'm not a statistics person. Can you clarify the difference between a case and a variable? For example, I'm guessing like the number of cases would be the number of rows in the table.
Excellent. And variable is a column name. Excellent. This is excellent.
Okay. Yeah, okay, variables are the columns. And then what would be an input then? When you build in a model, right, every single variable that is not a subject, the variable that is used to build a model is an input, like you saw it when we created the prediction, right? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay, when we created, okay, let's see, let's go back here, and when I'm gonna create this prediction, let's see. So I can do this, see? Because the input is data that you're using, right? All your column names, yeah. Let's end it here, yeah. Yeah, this is an input, right? So this age is my target variable, right? The variable that I'm predicting. And the rest of the variables, like a job position, right? It was used as an input. The reason is because that's a variable that I'm using to predict my age. That's an input. And excellent, very excellent job. Number of cases is going to be the number of data rows. That's right. So, yeah, if you are uploading the file, you want to make sure that the number of rows matches the number of rows in the original file. At least that's what I always do. And another thing I wanted to point out is that use the CSV and Excel. If Excel has more than one tab, or it would just pick and upload the first tab. After recent upgrade, it lets you select which tab you want to upload. You may notice in the note somewhere, I said that it's uploading the first tab, but there had been a change. If you attempt to upload the Excel file, not CSV, but Excel, that has more than one tab, it lets you choose which you want to upload. It's new. Right. And let me know if I answered the question and what follow-up questions you may have. It's a good opportunity to ask questions right now.
I'm good. Thank you. That answers my questions.
Sure. So, guys, to ask questions, and it's very important that you start working on assignment as soon as you can, and we're here to help you. I created for my session and for the session for session 41 also they can see that. But yes, you have files in a shared folder and you have a read-only access. And read-only because I don't want you to modify them. You would have to save it as a copy to your own personal area. Yeah. Our personal folder is empty. The personal folder is going to be empty. What should you do? That you are logged into an account that we created for this class. Because it's a professional version of Watson Analytics. That's what we are using here. The site is that it lets you share in files. Like for your last assignment, you're going to be working in groups. You're going to be sharing with your group members, right? So plus site. So if you don't see this here, shared and personal, make sure that you logged into the correct account. And yeah, well, see this, then contact your instructor they'll look into your account. You're going to see users because you're not administrator. You're going to see just shared and personal. And that in a shared, I set it up as read-only. Only folder means that you will be able to open in the net folder, but you cannot delete and you cannot add files into it. But you can open it. And you can save the file as a copy to your own area. Because some people to accidentally modify anything here. Right. But more information on sharing will be given to you when we get to the group project part of us. If it makes sense, or if guys have asked questions, this is a good opportunity. Questions. So just remember that there is more than one way to do the same tasks. To exploration, perhaps I can click here and then just select my data set that I want to use. Or other data. It's very flexible. I can do the same task in more than one way. Basic quality score, right? Average of all columns, and you can have the column has the missing values, and if it has the outlier is unusually large, or unusual value. For instance, 2, just refinement and exploration, I think. And it's going to be assignment 3. But I gave an overview because most of you are going to be clicking around and they're going to be asking, what is this, what is that? So I decided to briefly give it all functionalities that we'll be using, and I showed you the refinement and addiction more in depth. Yeah. And find the documentation very useful, community page. There's examples of the use cases where how the application was used to the real world problems. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh. That a lot of people. Yeah. And when you speak up, Auntie, what's the question? What's the question? You want to just type it in? Not right now, but I would have to clear it. Another thing is, yes. Oh, issues. There's going to be a recording of this. There will be a recording of the presentation. But yes, I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you something that you could do by mistake. If here, it doesn't. I have to sign back in. Session timed out or something. That's true. To show you something that you would need to be careful about. Ooh. What did you do? Not sure. Welcome me out, but then it showed me something random that I did not do. Yeah. Log out and log back in. Might be doing something right now. Yeah, this is weird. No, we're not going to use standalone in this class. Because the idea is that I want to be able to help you. If I don't see if I don't see the work, I won't be able to help you. Yes. So, from this classwork, I see. Well, yes, but then you would have to use a different email address. You could use the same email for one IBM account, that's a thing. But the workaround is that the good news are that you can create an email account, Gmail, for instance. You can create another email and use it for your IBM account. I'm not going on today with this, but looks like they might be experiencing some technical issues. But I wanted to research because I wanted to show you guys something what not to do. Unfortunately, this would let me. Let me try to log out and log back in, see what it does. Yeah. So this is why I don't want you guys to wait until the last minute to do the work, because this is a cloud environment. Anything can happen, right? Anything, because, I don't want you guys on a 9 it's due. I don't want you to be interface or anything like that. Oh, see on right now. Oh. Happened, and well, this is under our control, but what I wanted to show you is just wanted to caution you not to, that when you click on triple dots, it brings up the properties, right? And I don't want you, by accident, sometimes you may end up losing access to your own work. This is what I was going to show, but for some reason, they didn't let me. I may have to clear the cache. I may have to try different browser. I have several options here. Yeah. So what happens, what I usually do is I could another browser and see what it does. Remembers in my recent, and I try a different browser, you never know. Not hope. So good. So now going back to my personal area, I'm gonna show you something that I'm not careful. I click here, move, and shared area, and I go move. I go right. And default, this is what it's gonna do. It's gonna access to everyone. Every control. Is that what I want to do? But let's do this. Now I'm gonna go back here, area. I created this file. I'm an owner. This is my file that I'm sharing with everybody else. I click here. I share it. I care to unshare. I hit move, and I select my personal area to move it to. I have to do that right now. I go here. I click set permissions. Everybody has access here. Everybody. Yes. I watch owner. See this? See it? Okay. So I'm gonna lose access to this forever. So just be very careful. If I do this, I'm gonna lose access to this. I don't see it anymore. Is this? Well, still not good because I lose full control, but at least I'll be able to open that file and save as a copy, or I will be able to open it. Right? And check. That's it. No one can access it anymore. I defect, but well, in general, it was not supposed to be clearing much because I'm an owner. To work in groups, what you're gonna do is you're gonna check this inherit, and you're only gonna check the permissions for your group. So only visit and full control. And all of this will be covered later on. View only means you can only open it, and you can save it under different name. View and edit means you can open it and you can make changes to it. Full means you can open it, you can make changes, and you give permissions to others to access it. That's full control. And more on this. I'm going to hit cancel, but I just wanted to show, and I'm going to save. I just wanted to show the concept that there's something that you might end up doing by accident. And honestly, myself, by accident, I removed my administrative privileges by mistake. So I have to ask another administrator to reinstate it. If by any chance, if accidentally you did what I just showed you, you want to contact your and instructor, look into it because of access to your folders. This is the reason why we want you to use this because that way, if you're having difficulties with something, I'm gonna click on users and I'm gonna check. So this is what this user does in the personal area. This is what I could do. I could look into it, see why the person is having an error, for example, something like that. So that's one reason, because I can monitor the work and I can help you, and also I can share the files with you, work with each other when it comes to group projects. Some of advantages of this version. Right. I hope everybody, but I wanted to give you a general overview, and I'm going to explore more, and you're going to take the right 2-hour course. 2 hours, but some of these videos for yourself you may want to watch more than once. You find some of these videos very useful and you would want to watch them more than once. Yeah. Please have time to ask. I want to see questions, a lot of questions. I tried a different browser and I was lucky that it works. Not sure, well, I could just clear the cache, but well, it shows the error, right? If this happens, you try a different browser. It works. If you could try to reboot your PC. Well, as long as the Watson Analytics is up, then it should work. But I'm gonna give you, there are some days when the system has a scheduled maintenance. They usually do it on Friday nights. So I'm gonna give you those dates, so that way you can schedule your time accordingly to work on an assignment. Set aside about at least 10 hours. If you had enough time and you want to schedule the time accordingly, don't wait until the last day to do the work, because you want to allow yourself some time for questions, some time to learn the application functionality, straight to the end. Right? To see more questions. Well, still anything you think that I should have?
I'm thinking maybe you should warn them we're steering clear of that social media piece, right? Because
yes, yes, that's right. Stay away from this, guys. No, not using this in this course, because this is advanced, and save it for other classes that you may take, or maybe Data 650 and so on. Let's save this piece for later. Yeah, let's not use any Twitter or anything like that, because this is too advanced. Right, so this.
You like could upload Excel files or just CSVs?
Both.
It was just CSVs. Both. You can do both now. Okay.
Yeah, yes, but for the Excel, before, if your file had more than one tab, uploaded the first tab. Right now it gives you choice. I uploaded something that was in Excel format and it had 2 tabs, so it gave me choice. So yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. We should avoid, well, as far as I know, this works in all web browsers, but we could check this and search for the compatibility information in here, but to my knowledge, it's in all browsers. In my knowledge. There's some information in here, but I tried 3 browsers. I tried the Chrome, I tried the Internet Explorer, and I've tried the Firefox. All 3 work. I tried on Mac because I don't have Mac. I'm gonna admit that I have Mac.
You have a Mac. It does work on Safari.
It
does, yeah. It works fine.
Thank you. Excellent. Good to know. Yeah. So,
I saw an option.
yes, I hear you.
Option in the upload wherein you can upload a Cognos report.
Oh, don't worry about it in this class. Let's save it for because in general you can, yes, but in this class we're not gonna use this. But if you're interested at your leisure, you can just look up the documentation here. If you want something just at your leisure, but we're not gonna use this in this class because this is advanced. We're gonna save it for later classes.
Yeah, but my question was like the Cognos report. Is the HTML file or the exported report?
Exported, but we're not gonna do this because this is advanced. It's just an introduction, and you're just learning how to upload data, how to do some pre-processing, for instance, filtering out the values, and how to do calculated columns, how to predict something.
Okay.
Anything else? So, and make sure, guys, that you accept that email, because we all know how emails get lost in the inboxes, right? Received it and go ahead and accept. In your inbox, check your junk folder. Right? Once were created, we tried to use an email address in your Leo profile, but if that did not work, then you were contacted to find alternative email. But keep in mind that you can use only for you can use the same email address can be used only for one IBM account. So, any questions? Any? Are there in the chat area, Steve? Because I don't see the chat right now.
No, I answered them, but they were, just basically questions about what options we're going to be using and which assignment. So we're okay.
Oh, okay.
We're going to, like you said, we're just going to use refine and explore for assignment 2.
Yeah.
We'll use predict and assemble for assignment 3, and then the last assignment for weeks 7 and 12 will be a team assignment using all the pieces, obviously for a different data set, obviously. Okay.
Probably on the shared areas are going to be a separate folder for each team. It'll be guys saving the files, shared files in a folder for your team. We're gonna give you more details when the time comes. Yeah. Yeah, good. Any questions, or if not, then we'll call it a night. Let me know.
I have a question, Elena.
Yeah.
This person said, I've logged in through the email I received and my shared folder is empty. How can I fix this?
It depends on what the subscriptions are in and what session is a student.
Well, his name is Joey, but I don't think I have a last name. Joey, what section are you in, Joey? Large, so he's in my section, 908.
Oh, then you need to, you haven't had a chance to create the folder yet, I see.
I will be creating that folder tomorrow, William.
Yeah.
Or
Because,
I just sent the invitations out today, so I'll create the shared folder and the files in there tomorrow. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody doing too much until we got to hear from Yelena, because I thought it would be easier rather than getting so confused to start with. This presentation gets you off to a good start, and then of course the thing you'll need to do is go do that our course from Big Data University, and I'll send information on that to my class tomorrow.
yeah. Also, it's also in the slides right here. Go back. Presentation right here. There isn't here. It's worse, but some of the videos you would want to watch more than once, because it's just a lot of interesting information, and it takes twice to watch just to fully. Another thing is you might like the history behind Watson. If you like the Jeopardy game, there was a game where the famous contestant Ken and Brad were playing with the Watson computer. Right, it came from, because the whole idea is analyzing the language, right? So you might be interested to watch this video and to read about the computer called Watson. That's a little bit of story behind this application. So, yeah. Guys, in order to see the folder, you would need to accept your invitations. Yeah. You need invitations, yeah. Ask me what browser is it. Right now I'm in Google Chrome. Before I used Firefox, and Watson Analytics crashed. So what I did was, as a workaround, I just went in and tried a different browser. And luckily it worked. Firefox works fine, but something happened. You never know, things happen. My session timed out. Yeah.
I have a question. If a student can't find that original email that was sent out, the workaround that I'm aware of, correct me if I'm wrong, is that they would have to go to IBM Watson, type in their don't forgot password, and type in their email address there and have it resend a reset. Is there another way? Or
if you do password reset, but that works only if you activated an account, right?
That's what I was afraid of. But if they can't push out another email, then how would a student get around that?
Is that a problem? Because after that, suppose that you lost your email, right? It was school, or it will cost actually another license. Because the account owner, the account owner, it's a number of invitations they get. Suppose the person didn't get an email, which is rare. The person lost. Another invitation would have to be sent on a different email address. You cannot reuse the same email. And each time you send a new invitation, you're using up the license. The limit on entities, so to speak, that an account owner can do. Yeah.
They just need to submit another email address.
Correct, but it's better to find it, because using up the license. Yeah. One person has privilege. Only account owner can add users. Admin does not give the right to add.
Right. Absolutely.
Any something else, or just you want to add anything?
No, I think once we get people into that big data university and get comfortable with it, I think we'll be in shape. This certainly was real good to get them started. I just want to remind everybody, we recorded this. We'll send you the link. So the brief instructions basically go to the big data university and sign the course. Remember, you'll have to deposit your certificate from complete big data university in the assignment area to show that you've taken that course. So that's fine. Anybody, I remind everybody, this is our first semester using Watson Analytics in Data 610. So patience is key. Ask a lot of questions. Elena's the expert, but the rest of us are catching up and learning. So certainly we're all going to have fun exploring it together, I think. But it's a powerful package. In less than 1 year that it's been out, we have Watson has well over 500,000 users. So it's very well received. So it looks like a terrific way to start the world of analytics. All right, go ahead and stop unless you have something else to add.
Just one little thing that when you pass the test, you need to complete the course evaluation before you can print the certificate. That's the thing. So the test on that course, then you cannot print the certificate until you complete the course evaluation. This is important. Pass the test and do course evaluation, then the link becomes active. That's all.
There's a lot of other very good courses at Big Data University. They're doing a great job of putting free courses up there. They're really short and get you started on a lot of things, and other things downstream. You'll want to revisit that site. But for now, we want to get you through the Big Data University Watson Analytics Fundamentals course. Go ahead and stop the recording.
Mm-hmm.